it's time.
Oh yeah, we're getting close to the big day, the championship final at Esther Shiner Stadium. This is the CSL This Week. Welcome everybody. I'm Alex Bastiavansky, bringing you all the action from the Canadian Soccer League. On the show today, playoff action got underway last weekend. We're going to take an in-depth look at the quarterfinal highlights. Also, we'll preview the upcoming semifinal matchups for this weekend. But first, let's get right to the highlights. And you know, on paper, the York Region Brampton United matchup looked like a sure thing. Top-seeded York, who just completed the first undefeated season in the CSL since 2003, taking on a young, inexperienced Brampton squad who snagged the 8th and final playoff spot. However, Brampton tied the powerful shooters both times they played this year. It's the playoffs. Anything can happen. Could United pull off the ultimate shocker? The highlights now brought to you by Leica Sports, official sponsor of the Canadian Soccer League.
Brampton knew it would be a huge undertaking to beat the powerful shooters, and their worst fears are realized in the 16th minute. Awful misplay on the back end by United. Oswald Adu is there to knock it home. That's one ugly goal, but York will take it. 1-0 shooters as we head into the second half of play, where York keeps the pressure on. Adu nearly gets a second here off the little deflection over Christian Montero, but it slides just wide of the post. Then controversy. Des Humphrey hits Mario Orstano out front. It looks like he gets downed in the box here. No call. Then Montero comes up big to stymie Richard West, who can't believe there was no call on the play. Not many chances for Brampton, but this is a good one. John Shimpaka with the gorgeous strike. The Tess Emmanuel Hamiltonis. Nice stop, though. York Region twists the knife in the 79th minute. Richard Edwards, Mr. Everything for the shooters, with the nice header out front. And York goes up 2-0, firmly in control. And they'd add one more for insurance. Ryan Dummett, lots of time and space on the wing. He threads it to Hector Mackey, who slots it home. York Region clinical. It does make you wonder if anyone can stop this club this year. 3-0 is your final. The shooters just continue to roll undefeated on the season, and off to the semifinals now against the winner of the North York Burlington quarterfinal.
You know, there's no question that North York had Burlington's number this year. In the two matches they played, the ASTROS spanked BSC, outscoring them a combined 7-0 in the process. Burlington promised a much different result in their quarterfinal matchup. Unfortunately for them, it was the same old story.
The Astros will be hosting the CSL Championship on October 26th, and they played like a team that was hungry to be in the big game. But Burlington gets one of their few chances in the 22nd minute. North York wants the offside. The flag stays down. Luckily for them, BSC blows the golden chance. And then the Astros just took control. Brazilian import Bruno Lima slides through the Burlington defense, passes out front, but Marian Vuka gets back to knock it away. The Astros think they've drawn first blood in the 35th minute. Antoine Paul crosses inside. Joey Mello lays it off for Igor Pizanyuk, but The flag goes up, no goal, and the Astros can't believe it. They don't like that call at all. No worries, though. They break through 4 minutes later. Pizaniuk, nobody's calling this one back. 1-0 North York through 39 minutes of play. Then before the break, they add one more. Antoine Paul to Joey Mello, and he smokes it past Vladimir Vucinovic. Astros looking good, up 2-0 through 43 minutes. We head into the second half of play now, and it was just all North York. But to his credit, Vucinovic prevented things from getting much, much worse. First, he absolutely robs Pizaniuk from in close. Then seconds later, he does the same to Joey Mello. A tip of the hat to the Burlington keeper, who was under constant attack. Here he stymies Jose de Souza, who can't believe it. Finally, though, he does succumb once again in the 78th minute. It's de Souza on the nice feed from Antoine Paul, and 3-0 Astros, and they weren't quite done yet. The coup de grace is Mark Jankovic, the big man here, showing off his fancy footwork, and wow, gorgeous strike. Jankovic, all 6'7" of him, gets mobbed by his teammates after the gorgeous strike. This was all North York. 4-0 is your final. So in the 3 games this year, Burlington were 0-3 against the Astros and outscored 11-0. So I think it's fair to say the better team is advancing.
Well, the most intriguing matchup of the first round was undoubtedly second-seeded Croatia hosting 7th place Waterloo. So many storylines in this one. Waterloo, last year's playoff champs, a veteran team who've had an up-and-down season, but who promised to turn it on when the chips were down. Croatia, always powerful, champions 2 of the last 3 years, and bent on revenge after losing the semifinals to Waterloo last year. It made for a tantalizing lead up to the encounter last Saturday, and the teams didn't disappoint.
Croatia comes out surging in this one, and for a while it looked like it might be a blowout. Hayden Fitzwilliam spots Ante Zivkovic out front. Imad Hakura stretching to make the big stop, though. Moments later, Pero Manalo just bides his time out front. The ball pops right to him, and bang, 1-0 Croatia through 15 minutes of play. And Toronto just keep on coming. Ante Zivkovic, just watch this one. Ooh, it's nice. One of the best you're going to see this year. Curls it into the top corner. 2-0 Croats through 33 minutes, and that's how it stood heading into the break. But Waterloo comes out with renewed focus in the second. Adis Asesic with a sweet little header here to Ramon Bailey at the far post, who tucks it home. Waterloo right back in it, cutting the lead to 2-1 through 65 minutes of play. Then in the 79th, it's Hasesic playing a little give and go, taking the return feed so smooth. Croatia stunned. The 2-goal lead is history, and we're all knotted up. But Toronto regains the upper hand in the 83rd. Zivkovic, again, you can't leave this guy alone for a second or he'll burn you. Case in point. Croatia back on top, and it's 3-1. Manalo has a chance to put it away moments later. It's a gorgeous strike here, but he screams it just over top of the crossbar. No worries though. 90th minute, Manalo being the playmaker now. He feeds Daniel Niksic, who fights off the defender and slides it past Hakura. There will be a new champion this year, folks, as last year's playoff titleists Waterloo are out, and the Croats advance to the semifinals, where they will play, wait for it now, Kingston FC, who blanked the Serbian White Eagles 3-0. Now, this game was actually scoreless. It went into extra time. Kingston got all their goals in the extra time period. So 3-0 Kingston advancing to the semifinals. There's the matchup. 2-seed Croatia, 3-seeded Kingston, Hershey Stadium, 7 p.m. October 18, and first-seeded York Region taking on the North York Astros, the 4th seed, at St. Joan of Arc, 6 p.m. kickoff. We have a full preview coming up in a moment. We got to take a quick break, but stick around. The CSL this week. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back. So the semifinal games are set. York Region versus North York, Toronto, Croatia against Kingston. And we're going to take an in-depth look at both matchups now in our semifinal preview. And we start with the Shooters and Astros, a York Region, a team that was expected to be strong this year, but who still exceeded all expectations by going undefeated. And North York, a team that surprised with their strong playoff season, qualifying for the playoffs for the first time since 2008.
St. Joan of Arc, Sunday, October 19, 6 p.m. That's where and when these two old rivals will hook up in semifinal number 1. A head-to-head this year, it was a very different story in the two games they played. Game 1, the Shooters won decisively, 4-1. Game 2, however, the Astros held York to a 1-1 draw. And for the York Region Shooters, what else can be said that hasn't already been? 2014 saw them put up one of the greatest seasons in CSL history. 13 wins, 5 ties, and 0 losses. The first undefeated season in the league since 2003. They're the number 1 seed, and for good reason. The Shooters sport a balanced veteran lineup that's solid from front to back. Now, offensively, they didn't have anyone in the top 10 of league scoring. What they did have was balance. Richard West led the squad with 7 goals. Richard Edwards followed with 5. Former TFC player Adrian Pena had 4. It was this balance that vaulted York to second in league scoring behind only Kingston. And defensively was where the Shooters were off the charts. Only 15 goals allowed in 18 games. In goal, the platoon of Adrian Ibanez and Emmanuel Ambeltonis has been rock solid, and newcomer Gerard Ladeu has been all-world on the back end. And despite the dominant season they've had, York won't be taking the Astros lightly. Last year, they were shocked by London City on penalty kicks in the first round, and they're out to exercise the demons this time around.
We're always positive. Every game we go into, we're assuming we're going to win. We try and play attacking soccer whenever we can.
In every game we played, we've been the better team. We've all played, all the other teams, our trainings have improved. Guys that are playing we're more united this year. So again, we have just one main focus this year, which is to bring the championship here to Joan of Arc, to come in first in the league and win the playoffs. Right? So we're working day in, day out for that main goal.
The North York Astros are a feel-good story this year. They made the CSL playoffs for the first time since 2008, and they're hosting the CSL Championship weekend in late October. Are they a team of destiny? They could very well be. North York sports 2 players in the top 5 of league scoring, Jose De Souza with 10 goals and Joey Mello with 9. They're supported by former TFC players Igor Pizanyuk and Gabe Gala. A team captain and physical force Javon van der Reyden anchors the defense, along with the supremely talented Antoine Paul. The Astros had a somewhat slow start to the season before they found their stride toward the end of June, reeling off a 7-game unbeaten streak that served notice they're for real. According to Van der Reyden, there were numerous factors behind the turnaround.
You know, a lot of what had to do with our winning streak had to do with the character of our team and the players and the cohesiveness of our playing and gelling so much more than just being a bunch of individual players. You know, it takes more than just good soccer players to actually build something. And you know, we showed that in coming together and coming with strong finishes with each and every game that we played.
Well, semifinal number 2 will see second-seeded Toronto, Croatia hosting third-seed Kingston FC. Now, these two squads have had some titanic tilts this season, very evenly matched, and the semi promises to be one for the ages.
Saturday, October 18, 7 p.m. at Hershey Field, we'll see Kingston and Croatia kick off. Head-to-head this season, Kingston took both contests, 4-3 back in June and 5-4 in an epic encounter on September 21st. The second-seeded Toronto Croatia entered the playoffs as one of the hottest teams in the league. The storied franchise, CSL champs 2 of the last 3 seasons, feature numerous standouts. Defender Sven Arapovic is the 2-time reigning league defender of the year, and keeper Antonio Ilic is the reigning goalie of the year. The Croats started relatively slow this year. They had a mix of veterans as well as some youngsters.
This year we've taken a different approach. Before we've had a lot of guys come from back home. This year we've brought in and incorporated a few players actually from the B team, and we're trying to get a bit younger because some of the guys that we had before were older. So I mean, it's a growing process. I think everyone in the club knows that.
Then in July, Toronto added 2 players that turned their season around. Forwards Pero Manalo and Ante Zivkovic, both from Croatia. Manalo ended up leading the squad with 7 goals in 13 games. Zivkovic had 6 in only 7 contests. Both figured prominently in their quarterfinal win over Waterloo. Croatia has been here before and are ready to roll.
I mean, like always, our first goal is to get into the playoffs and finish as high as we can, and then in the playoffs, it's a totally different season. Like always, I mean, we got a good team. We still have majority of the core of the team is here, so I feel that we could be dangerous in the playoffs.
3-seed Kingston FC has had an inconsistent season, but may just be peaking at the right time. Last year's regular season champs defeated Serbia 3-0 in their quarterfinal matchup to advance and face Croatia. Despite the loss of some key players, they excelled over the last month. 2013 Golden Boot winner Guillaume Serrault was transferred to London City, and star defender Ryan McCurdy left the team. Their departures appeared to have helped the team gel though, and it's not like it's a squad hurting for talent. Catalan Lichiu led the team with 8 goals, Mademba Ba had 7, but even more remarkable were his 31 he scored with Kingston's second division team. The defense is anchored by team captain Joe Zuppo. The sting of last season's playoff final loss against Waterloo is still there, but if anything, it's a motivating factor for the squad.
Things like that happen, and you know, it's our job as professionals to really try to get past that and move on. And I think we've done a good job of doing that going into this season. Obviously, it's a difficult result to take. It's a tough pill to swallow. We worked so hard to get to that point. Just to not perform at the level that we thought we were capable of in the final. Like I said, that's football. That's sometimes how things work, and we're hoping to redeem ourselves this season. It's motivational to know that we got so close and then just to fall short. Sky's the limit, to be quite honest with you. I think this team has all the capabilities and all the potential to do phenomenal things, and I really do hope in both divisions now that we can win the double and really make Kingston proud of the team we've sort of assembled.
We got to take a quick break, but stick around. The CSL this week. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back. Well, it may have been a disappointing season for London's Marin Grgic in one respect. His squad missed out on the playoffs on the very last day of the regular season. From a statistical standpoint, however, Grgic was the man this year. The CSL Golden Boot winner with 21 goals in 18 games, and it's not the first time he's captured that honor. And we take a closer look now at Marin Grgic and what makes him such a special player.
The speed, the intensity, the skill. CSL defenders know all too well what London City striker Marin Grgic brings to the field on match day. Since arriving in the CSL in 2012, the Croatian native has notched an astounding 56 goals. It was a chance meeting with representatives of Toronto, Croatia in his homeland that led him to Canada.
Every 4 years it's a big Croatian tournament. It's like World Cup. From every continent the Croatian teams go and play in Croatia. So I meet there with Joe Pavicic, president of Croatia, and Velimir, SERBIAN coach, and Miodrag Akmažić. So they talk with me, and I was very surprised how soccer in Canada is, so I come here.
From day one, Grgic took the CSL by storm. He racked up 16 goals his first season with Toronto, Croatia, and was named league MVP. In 2013, he moved to London City and led the team to their first playoff berth since 1999. This year, he led the CSL with 21 goals.
Marin brings a lot to this team. He have amazing feeling for scoring goals. He can assist. He can do damage to the opponent. He's an unbelievable player. I know how to play, transit, soccer. I think I'm like playmaker. I like to play behind striker, like attacking midfielder. That's for me my best position on the field.
The first thing you'll notice teammates and opponents mention about Grgic is his speed. With or without the ball, he's like a world-class sprinter in soccer cleats.
The speed, some say he's like Usain Bolt. I call him Usain on the field. Very fast. I don't think any defender can stop him when he makes a move and cuts and goes, so he's unstoppable.
Yeah, I was always fast. They told after my mom birthed me, they say I run to the hospital, so that's when my speed came. I think when I play in Croatia, they always told me I'm one of the fastest guys in the team.
The second thing is passion, which is evident to any fan watching him play the game.
He is. You can see that from his celebration when he scored. He always puts emotions, everything out from him, and that's it. He's amazing guy and amazing player.
The 27-year-old Grgic is more than just a goal-scoring machine, though. With his vast experience playing both second and first division professionally in Europe, he's become a teacher of the game as well to London's younger players.
He's a very nice guy. He's interested in the team. He always asks, even me, the younger guys, he always helps us out, tells us what to do. Like, don't be scared, just play your heart out, and that's, his personality is great, I think.
My name is Peter Niles, and I play outside wing midfield for Brampton City United. What I bring to my team is creativity and versatility. I try to play as many positions as the coach will allow me and add a little bit of creative touch to the team, to the pitch, try to get us to score some goals, supply for the forwards, help the defenders defend, and help the midfielders create opportunities. When I think about my teammates, I think about an extended family. Diverse cultures, people from all over the world. It's like I'm traveling every time I go to a practice or a game, meeting all these different cultures and funny people. It's a great time. Coach Juan Barreto is an inspiration. He's a leader and he's like a father figure for all of us. He's a great person and a family man himself, and he treats us like an extended family. Yes, my hair is blue. I guess the blonde wasn't cutting it, but I left it up to Leifert Allen. He's got the blonde mohawk, so I had to do something different. That's how I ended up with this. I'm playing on the flanks, so I don't mind if it's on one side.
We got to take a quick break, but stick around. The CSL this week. We'll be back in just a moment. And before we go, a quick look at our Olympic trophies play of the week. And this week, it's the big man, Mark Jankovic of the North York Astros. From just outside the box here, he smokes it past the Burlington keeper. Gorgeous. Keep in mind, this guy's 6'7", and look at the footwork here. What a goal. That helped the Astros to advance to the semis, and that's our Olympic trophies play of the week.
And that's all the time we've got for this week. But just remember, though, head to CanadianSoccerLeague.ca for all the latest playoff information and details of the upcoming semifinal matches. And you can hit the league up on Twitter at CSL_soccer. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next week.